Here we go. About to find out. Oh, sure. Now I start coughing.
I had spicy Jimmy Dean sausage. I had rice, spicy chili sausage, and rice, spicy chili sausage.
Yep, we're live.
And hot peppers and onions.
That sounds good. All right, now that we got the audio test up and out of the way, I'll go ahead and start the stream with this right here. Naturally, it doesn't work. What? Seriously, let's try that again. Okay. What is going on? Now my intro doesn't want to work. Oh, until it's Monday.
It's on break.
Yeah, something going on. Let's see here. Put up the I can't do that. Go to this one. Okay, this is really interesting in that did my drive crash? That would be not funny.
Damn good supper, man.
Well, the drive's still good. At least I'm able to open it. Oh, I know what happened. Yeah, it's correct. That was my bad. I moved stuff today. No, I didn't move stuff today. I thought that I had. Okay, bear with me just 1 minute. We have some true technical difficulties going on right now. In that I'm not sure where my...
Hello, Ken.
Hi, Alex.
Nice to see you so early.
Yeah, I thought people would enjoy that.
Hey, Alex.
DaVinci Projects, Tony Wallace Studio Ribbon Change Part 3. All right, so let's go look for that. It's not there. Bear with me just a few minutes, guys. I'm trying to think where I put this at this afternoon.
Okay, the clock's ticking.
Yeah, it may tick for a while. I'll just pick this one. I don't know if this is right or not. Live from the Tony Wallace Studios, it's the Ken Stout live show featuring the Zoom homies, produced by LK Productions. All right, hey Alex, good to see you finally. My bad, I was over here messing with stuff. That's what happens when you start organizing, and great, now it doesn't go where it's supposed to go. Wonderful. What else could possibly go wrong?
It could lose power.
Yeah, that would not be funny.
Could lose internet. You still have power. Don't know which one is worse.
Live from the Tony Wallace Studios, it's the Ken Stout live show featuring the Zoom homies, produced by LK Productions.
You could accidentally delete some of the files in your C drive.
And apparently you get help from everybody under the sun, and don't mention the right person. I'm not even watching that yet.
I want to ask about that after stream. I know we're not going to talk about it, but I don't understand how those files got deleted.
All right, look.
Delete.
Who knows? All right.
I just got to know.
Yeah, well. All right, I'm going to start this whole process over again. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. Live from the Tony Wallace Studios, it's the Ken Stout live show featuring the Zoom homies, produced by LK Productions.
Did you eat them raw?
No, simmered in a pan with the sausage.
I
Peppers,
ate one
onion.
raw one time and took 2 bites, and that's the hottest thing I've ever put in my mouth.
Yeah, Jim, that was my sign. Earlier today, I was actually doing some organization, and I had forgot I was moving things that are scattered around and combining them. Forgot to change it in OBS, but it's good now. So I don't know if I did anything with the outro or not. We'll find out here in 45, 50 minutes or so. I mean, after all, that was about 45 minutes. That was horrible. So I'm working on a project that one day this week I'm going to need to do an early stream, and it's just going to be long enough to have everyone show up on Zoom so I can get a real good snippet of everybody. I sent a letter off to Doug and asked him to be here tonight, but apparently he can't be here tonight, so I'm going to have to figure that out, kind of work that out, so I can do my project that I'm working on.
I mean, I got to shave and get a haircut.
Nah, I'm not going to. I don't plan on getting that. Why did that open up twice? I don't understand that. So last night, after the stream, after the Zoom, I was tinkering around a little bit, and I got a hold of Jose. Well, long story short, we were tinkering around with the green screen till 4 o'clock this morning. I actually shot a video of me with the green screen. We moved it, we adjusted it, we did everything, we shot the video. It looks pretty good, actually. But now I've got to figure out how to take the image off of the green screen to put it in to what I want to put it in, and I can't do it. Every time I try to do it, I have a black screen, and that's it, nothing else. So this morning, went to bed at 4. I was up at 10:30. Crazy. No, Jim, she's off today. This is her Sunday off.
I thought you said you weren't going to be up till about noon.
Well, I didn't want to be up till about noon, and especially going to bed at 4 o'clock. And we could have easily went on another 2 hours, but I knew I needed to sleep anyway. So
That's the reason why I didn't wake you. I could have woke you up at 7 o'clock this morning when I got up.
No, that's not
for breakfast, but I didn't want.
You could have tried. I don't think I'd heard the phone, but you could have tried. So just for making sure I understand what I'm doing, I went and took a video from a TV show that I was practicing with, and I actually cut someone out of it with no problem, and I put them somewhere else with no problem. I can't do it with the damn green screen that I bought behind me. So I don't. Maybe a long week. This project might take a little longer than I thought. So anyway.
We can't wait. I'm sorry. You're going to have to speed it up.
Have to burn the midnight oil tonight, are you saying?
Now,
I've got at least 3 people coming to bring me tapes to transfer this week, I hope.
All right. Multiple tapes or just single tapes?
Multiple tapes. Each one will have multiple tapes. So that'll be fun. That's the reason why I'm still trying to figure out if I need to get another SSD or not for the computer.
It just depends on, I guess, how long you want to store it for them.
Because right now with everything on I'm using 300 gigs.
On your projects?
No, my whole C drive.
Oh, what you're using. Okay, gotcha.
My whole C drive is videos and documents and everything. It's 300 gig.
Yeah, I'm waking up slowly but surely. I got home. We visited the grandkids first. That was the most interesting visit I've ever had. The granddaughters didn't want to have anything to do with me because they were in trouble. So I get the one that gets to suffer. And then the grandson, he didn't want us to go. So And then we went over and watched the rest of the Colts football game with Mom. That was fun.
Biggest issue I have with people, biggest issue I have with getting all this business and getting all these people supposedly showing up is that half the time I don't know if they're going to show up or not, and I don't want to. They can't be showing up when my mom and dad's not here because
Yeah.
I don't. If they drop stuff off and leave it outside, if it's blazing 90 degrees or 80 degrees outside, I don't want that to damage their computers or their tapes any more than they already are.
One thing I learned years ago is if you bring anything electronic in the house, don't power it up for at least 90 minutes. Let it accumulate to the temperature in there because moisture can build up inside it.
Did you learn that the hard way?
No.
That's good.
I've never heard that.
I have.
That's true of a lot of things. Like if you're doing some remodeling and you've got some flooring you're putting in or something,
Yeah.
you let it acclimate for a few days, in fact.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They say 3 days.
So I sent pictures to, I believe, everybody here in one form or another of Mom's visit.
Yeah. Is Mom doing pretty good today?
She was doing pretty good. We had a decent conversation. She
Yeah.
wanted to watch Tom Brady play football tonight. Well, back it up.
Isn't he out or something?
I
heard he was on the injured list at one point.
They lost, but
Can I go to Romans?
No. You're never going to Romans again.
Why?
Because of the stuff that he showed that time.
She said, "Hey, Tom Brady's playing that Rodgers guy one day this week. And I really want to watch it." I said, "Okay." So
Look, he was showing pictures of people getting hurt
I took her guide.
on his phone, and both of your parents agreed. No.
Zane told me that it was a joke.
Doesn't matter.
She showed the videos.
I don't know, but according to both your mom and your dad, the answer is no. Hey, sorry.
Grandpa's got to be mean.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
I took her
you're
guide.
not.
Took her
So-
guide from her.
You can stay in the neighborhood.
Knew it was a Fox game, so I start trying to figure out DirecTV remote again. Boy, was that a 15-minute lesson I
Yeah.
didn't want.
I don't even like the new Dish Network remote. I think they're trying to consolidate all the buttons on both the Direct and Dish Network remote, and I don't like it. I like the old-fashioned remotes that they used to with a million buttons on because each button had one function and that was it.
Yeah. Somehow they've got a new function on her remote where you can
Like
hit-
that.
Yeah, that's the exact
Yep,
same
simple.
one.
Yep.
It's the exact
Yeah.
same one we've got.
I like
I
that.
do not like it.
Yeah.
You don't
I
like
do
that
not like the
remote?
Direct TV remote either.
Oh, you'd hate my mom's then. It's about that big, and it's probably got, I don't know, 35 buttons on it easily.
I probably like it.
Oh, I don't think so. It was pain. Anyway, I finally found it. And I said, and she says, "Wonder when they're playing." I said, "Mom, they play at 4:30 this afternoon." She goes, "No, they're playing next week. I saw a commercial. It's next week." So I showed her on the guide. I said, "It says Green Bay Packers versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers." And she goes, "Oh my goodness, I would have missed that game." So then we sat there and watched the Colts win. I'm never going to live that down. It was a great game, though. It was really a good game.
Washington lost.
I think they lost big, didn't they?
Yeah, 24-2, I think it
Yeah,
was.
I knew it was pretty big. And then it was funny because Mom was like, "Well, the Colts aren't playing bad this year. Their first 2 games, they played really good." And I looked at her, I said, "Mom, last week's score was the Colts 0. The team that won, which was Jacksonville, 24. You're not playing good if you don't score any points." So, but yeah, we had a good visit. Her and Lorna engaged in a long conversation about I have no clue what. I was watching the game. I
Mm.
don't. And I was sitting between them.
Does her remote look like that
Nope.
or like this?
Nope. It's the
Mine looks like the one
That
on
one.
the right.
It looks like this one here.
yes.
The direct TV one looks, I don't much care for it, but I'm getting used to it, I guess.
Because see, this is the one I don't like, along with the dish remote.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
hers
the
is-
one I've got, and buttons can have multiple functions. Sometimes I press something and a couple of layers of menu appear on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
And I have no idea which button causes that. It's always at night when I'm in the dark without my glasses and I'm fiddling.
None of the remotes are backlit, or you know.
So,
I haven't noticed a button doing multiple.
But anyway, they try to make it don't matter if it's Microsoft or Apple or Google or Dish Network or DirecTV or whoever it is. They try to make stuff easier, but guess what? Especially
Makes it
for
harder.
us
Well, you know what I was told out?
IT people, they just make it harder.
You know what I was
And
told?
they make it harder for us to explain to people.
Everybody's gonna laugh at you. I was told by a Dish Network man that they got all these young college graduates trying to change things and then nothing never works.
My mom said almost those exact same words.
Oh
today,
yeah.
Chris.
We had one of the times we had somebody come out here and install the system. It was somebody that went to high school with me.
well, it's like
That was
when I got
that was
DirecTV,
about my age.
they came out and hooked it up, and the guy hands me a remote, and I said, "Where's the instructions?" He said, "There aren't any." And he said, "You've got that number to call if you need help with anything."
Oh, brother.
Or you gotta get them online.
Well, the stuff online, because I bought this special deal through Costco, some of the stuff doesn't work like the DirecTV stuff online says. So I got to call the Costco Super Duper Special Express DirecTV helpline if I want to ask anything. And that's just,
You know, all these companies, and I know this is never gonna happen, but all these companies, they really need to get a line just for people that know what they're doing.
My aunt next door had the
That's a-
old Dish 500, and they came a few weeks ago to upgrade it. I asked that man if they're upgrading all of them. He said no. He said cause they just, I don't know. He had like she
But
requested.
yet say when the internet guy comes to fix the internet, he has a number. The technician has a number, could call and talks to somebody right away. That makes me.
it's
Yeah.
like
This is
when
me
I was
off.
when I was in school eons ago and working with mainframe computers, there were a line for students to call if they had questions about all of the job control language and fancy commands we used in those days. And the bottom line was, by the time I got around to needing to call something, I already knew more than the frickin' student help technicians did.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that saved me was the guy that ran the computer center had been my roommate 8 years earlier as an undergraduate. And if I could get a hold of him, he knew what the hell was going on because he was responsible for the whole system. But it was just, and it's like when you call the helpline sometime, you got a bunch of what they call script kiddies. Just
Yeah.
reading. And there's another use for that too, but just somebody reading off a script. And if you have something that's not within what they're trained to help with, you may as well kiss it off.
That's one thing I dread about getting any kind of remote technical support, especially. That's one thing I dread about getting a remote technical support job. Is somebody calling me, asking a question, and then me having to read off a script or be fired.
Oh, well. Yeah, sorry for the interruption earlier. Grandpa had to say no to something. My grandson wanted to go to a house of a kid that's quite a bit older. And last year sometime he was supposedly showing videos to some of the kids weren't appropriate. And I don't mean sex. supposedly snuff videos, if you've ever heard of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I talked to both the parents and they agreed with me that no. And he was trying to say, well, my other friend said those were just a joke, weren't real. And I said, I don't care. Your parents and I agree on it. You know, he's unhappy today too because they lost the ball game this afternoon, which is unusual for them. But
Oh wow.
no matter how good you are, there's always somebody a little better someplace.
I had the Navy hotline up in DC call me multiple times and ask me questions about our software.
I had to
I
Google
said,
that.
you're supposed to be the Navy hotline number. Why are you calling me?
Because you knew more than they did.
Yeah. I had to
I had
make
to
too
Google
many
that, Jim,
software
to find
changes.
out what it was.
It'll sound funny, but some of that crap I was talking about earlier, where you had all the fancy job control language for mainframe, I can still write some of that crap in my sleep 30 years later. It's been that long since I've touched it. It was just so ingrained from doing it so damn repetitively.
I could
One of
imagine.
the jobs I applied for said you had to know some kind of, said that they preferred you know some kind of control language. Forget what it was.
Yeah, this was called job control language. This was for IBM mainframes. It's still used to a certain extent, I'm told. I haven't touched a mainframe since about 1993. Finally got access to more powerful computers closer to me.
I'm just perusing through some things.
So Jim,
back.
our sound guy today at church talked to me after church tonight about doing ham radio. I don't know, you have some experience with that, or what can you tell me?
We don't have that much time, number one. No, seriously, we don't. We don't. First of all, you got to understand something. The basics of ham radio is that it's a federally licensed service, basically hobbyists more than it is anything else.
Yeah.
But we have allocations all throughout the RF spectrum. We go all the way down to just above the AM broadcast band. We have satellites in orbit. We do all kinds of things across a wide spectrum. You would have to find out what it is specifically that he's looking to do in order to even start him on a path, because a lot of it's going to.
He asked me if I was interested because he does it. He's got like a radio in his truck with an antenna or something.
Okay. Well, there's so many facets of doing it. You have the guys who do the shortwave frequency stuff, which is basically talking around the world. If you're interested in that, you may find some people who have a common interest. I know that on certain bands and certain times of the day, we have what I refer to as the holy roller nets, where they talk about the Bible, which personally I hear that I just tune away because no, not me. So there are people like that there. We have guys who experiment with bouncing signals off the moon. I mean, we cover a wide range of things.
Let me ask you a dumb question there, Jim. I remember from the days I never got my license, had the old ARL handbook that was about yay thick.
Mm-hmm.
In the old days, you had to know about constructing a tube radio.
Oh yeah, those requirements are long since gone.
Okay, and then you had to pass a Morse code test.
That's also gone since 2007.
Really? Okay, that was my question, whether you still had to know Morse code. I used to know a little bit.
No, I knew enough to pass the 5-word-minute requirement, which they instituted in. It used to be that you had different levels of Morse code tests depending on which level of license that you
Well, I
want.
mean, there was a certain amount, you had a novice license, as I remember, and you had to be able to do a certain amount to get your novice license.
5 words a minute, it ain't all that much. Believe me, I hate Morse code and I managed to do it, so it's not that bad. But you had like 5 words a minute for your novice / technician license. You had 13 words a minute for your general, and you had 20 words per minute for your extra. So
Okay.
there were different levels. They did away with
And
all
now
of
I
that.
understand quite a lot of it. You just buy a circuit board and slap into your computer and you can do some of this stuff.
Yeah.
That's the software. That's what they call the SDR, software defined radio stuff. Yes, you can do that if you want to.
Now, do you still have the big antennas and all of that, I assume?
If you're doing HF stuff, yes, you have the large antennas. But here's the thing. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 antennas for HF / shortwave frequencies. They're all made out of wire.
Mhm.
The common misconception in ham radio is you need this tower with this large antenna on the top of it.
Mhm.
That's an entirely misconception. You don't need that.
Well,
You need to do that if you want to be a top dog, if you want to, but it's
Well,
not.
you still see a few of them. There's one about a mile from where I live in somebody's backyard.
Mhm.
So
Jim,
is your license lifetime, or do you renew it every so often?
You do have to renew it every 10 years.
Okay.
You don't have to retest. If you've passed all the tests, your license, that's it. You just have to remember to renew it every 10 years.
Then that cost how much?
$10 is what the guy told me at church.
That sounds about right.
Hmm.
I don't remember because I haven't had to.
It lasts for 10 years and costs $10. And I said, well, that's a whole lot cheaper than these Cisco and A+ certification.
Yes,
So
but
I
that's a completely different level of technology in the first place. So
have a
yeah.
Ken question.
yes, Keegan.
Why is it called ham radio?
Nobody really knows. Honestly, nobody really knows. There's all kinds of stories, but nobody really knows.
Okay. I thought maybe the HAM meant something, and
No.
Okay.
No.
the antenna thing, Jim, that's if you're gonna be on the higher bands like the VHF and UHF, the height matters on that.
Yes. Yes, very much so.
But the HF, it don't so much matter.
It matters to an extent,
Yeah.
but not as much as it does on VHF and UHF.
I want to share a picture with you guys if I can
The answer's
find
still
it.
going to be no at going to Romans.
I know,
Right? Because your dad and I talked about that once upon a time.
but that was like almost a year ago.
Doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, he's banned forever.
Oh, the joys of being a grandpa.
I wouldn't know.
You could basically use a wire for a transmitter, AM transmitter.
Or at least until he gets to be 18 and adult.
Whatever. But yeah, there is, as a matter of fact, nobody really actually watches the video, but give me a minute and I will give you a link to a video I made. This is several years old.
I've watched that video. I watched several of your ham radio videos.
There aren't many. There's only a couple of them.
I'm looking for a picture that I took this afternoon.
And there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, Alex, about ham radio.
that I can't find now. That's interesting.
Oh, I'm sure there is, Chris. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube about everything.
I got like what you call a GMRS license,
Right. VHF, UHF, right.
but they hadn't. The man, I hadn't talked to him in a while. He was supposed to put up a repeater pretty close to me.
All right. For anybody who's really curious, I will paste this into the YouTube chat. That the stuff shown in that hasn't really changed much. It went through a lot of evolutions over the years. When we first moved here, I had this antenna or that antenna, and then they just sort of, it evolved, and the setup's been pretty much stable since I think that video was 2016, I want to say, when it was actually shot. When I posted it was a lot later.
verify that I got this now. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna share a picture with you guys.
You got a lot of coax going in your house.
You think? Yeah.
Screen number 1. Here we go. I'm not even gonna cover that stuff up. Go to my downloads. So we're in Kroger today. That'll explain this picture. I swear to you, Chris Garrett moved to Indiana and he was working in Kroger today.
Dad, look,
Yeah, it's not. He's not. Yeah.
what's the guy's name, Ken?
I don't know, Chris.
His lip poke out and everything.
That's funny.
It
That's
was.
funny.
He's. I had to take the picture too. Laura goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "That guy looks just like Chris Garrett." So.
Send me that.
All right.
I want to zoom in and see what his name is.
I don't know if you can or not.
No, I did not go back to Kroger.
Well, and you did not move to Indiana, I don't think. No, I can't zoom it to get his name.
I didn't think I had
But you know what? I can have some fun with this. I'll put this into DaVinci, and I'll put Chris G right across there.
That's funny.
It was. It was. I mean, I was like trying to get his picture. I was just waiting for the right moment, and right there it was. I was like, that's it. I got to take this picture.
Did you mention it to him, or was he oblivious to the whole thing?
He was oblivious to the whole thing. I learned my lesson with Walmart and Joshy not to ask. Just take the damn picture. Because if you ask, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, take the picture.
It'll be funny. It'll be funnier if you run into somebody that looks just like Joshy.
I have run into somebody that looks just like Joshy from a glance and a distance. That guy did look like him, especially from the side, the profile. Oh my gosh,
But that guy looked more like me than that other guy looked like Josh.
Yeah, that's true. This guy did look a little bit more like you than. He's friendly. I mean, he said hello to everybody that was within a 12-foot distance of him. He's a friendly guy. Didn't know where the ginger was at, but you know.
So you know the 12-foot rule then. He was following the 12-foot rule.
Is there seriously?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
That's funny.
I wish I'd have kept that handbook I had from Kroger, but I threw away a lot of stuff from Kroger.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Be quiet. What am I doing? What's this say? OBS is currently active. All streams will be shut down. No, I don't want to continue. What the heck? I want to shut down that.
You watching that? His video?
I have not seen his video. My son, my mom's.
I'm talking about Jim's video.
Oh, no, not yet.
Still hungry?
I did find out earlier today that I've got it queued up now. So, Jim, when you did this, did you have a DVE of your house in the lower left-hand corner?
I'm sorry that I have a DVE.
Yeah, there's you.
Yeah.
And you're like, got your little coat thing on, you got your microphone hanging down, and then down in the lower here. Instead of
Let me go take a look because I haven't.
I was just gonna share it.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna go back and take a look at it. That's all. No big deal.
What do you call an external? What do you call? Or do they still? I know Western Digital had one. Used to have one called My Book Live or something, where it was a hard drive, but it had a Ethernet.
Yeah.
Port for your,
Yeah. My book live.
What do you call that? Because it's not an actual NAS where you put.
Believe it or not, actually, it barely qualifies as a NAS because it is network attached storage. It's just not. It doesn't have any redundancy to it. Yeah, you have to get about 30, 35 seconds into the video, Ken, before it goes to the actual.
So that's your house there in the lower.
Yeah, well, if you go past about 33 seconds and then you'll see the whole thing.
Did you climb those trees to put those wires up there?
Oh, hell no.
What
What are you, out of your mind? You out of your mind? It's called a slingshot. It's called a slingshot with a 10-pound fish line and a 1 ounce weight, and you just throw it over the damn trees and pull up support lines.
That's attached to your roof?
Hmm.
At the 50,
Which you mean the VHF stuff?
The 43-second mark is an antenna that looks to be attached to your roof.
Hang on, shit, 1 second.
That's yeah, they look like they.
Yes, that's the VHF UHF array. There's 4 antennas on that. That is an actual 10-foot tripod. Yeah, that's on the garage roof.
We used to have one of those years ago for a regular TV antenna.
Mhm.
So I grew up in common way back when.
That disc cone antenna, what model is that you had in the backyard?
Disc cone antenna. You're gonna have to give me a
That-
time.
hold
Time
on.
reference.
Is that the 606 minute mark?
Let me take a look.
Oh, there's a bunch of disc cones.
606. I'm looking. That's just the backyard. Hang on.
It's right next to that that barrel can.
Hang on.
I'm at the 606. I see
Oh,
a
okay.
big-
Yeah, 608. Okay, got it. Yes, that's a
608.
disc cone antenna. Yes.
You said 606.
I know, I messed up, Ken.
Yeah, 608. Yeah, no, that is a disc cone antenna. That's correct. That's for a scanner.
That's what I got on my scanner. It does pretty good.
I see a pile of wood, a 55-gallon drum, a shed. What are you looking at?
If
To the
you
right of the drum.
at 608 to the right of the barrel, there's an antenna sitting there.
Oh, the triangular thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, I see it.
I got mine up on 2 top rail fence posts.
Gee whiz, that looks like something at Alex's house at the... Holy moly.
What time reference?
649 mark.
Hang on.
Oh my gosh, let's see. How many wires you got going into that thing? At least 1, 2...
There's at least 6, I believe. There's at least 6.
If my mom stares at this mess of wires I've got, for too long, she says, "Oh, you got a fire hazard there." But the thing is, most of these wires are USB and HDMI.
Did you
Or
find
very
it, Jim?
low voltage.
Did you find out at the 649
Plugs.
mark?
Yeah, I found it. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you have to understand something. Here's the deal. What you see, that box that's hanging there,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's what we refer to as a coax switch, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
It saves me from having to punch half a dozen to 12 friggin' holes for separate antenna leads. Okay.
Right.
All the stuff that's attached to that box are all HF/shortwave antennas, and I use there's a single coax you see going up into the
Flashing.
into the flashing. Okay, that's the common terminal. So, and the other wire that's there, that's the remote control line. So, inside the quote unquote ham radio shack / computer thing is a little box that just allows me to select which antenna I want to use.
Now the flat wire that's got square holes in it, is that an
Yes.
antenna wire, ribbon wire?
Yes.
Shortwave.
Yes, that's referred to as ladder line.
Okay.
And you can use that to feed an antenna to make it multi-band. That's basically what that's all about. So normally, if you feed an antenna with coax, you have to cut the antenna to a particular length for a particular band.
Yeah.
And generally, it's a single band antenna. You might be able to use it on what they refer to as the third octave, but it would make it maybe a 2-band antenna. If you take that same antenna and feed it with ladder line, you can use it on a whole bunch of frequencies without any problem.
And we're talking about octaves, that's like using harmonics, right?
Correct.
Let me ask you another dumb, I'm still lost at your 608 thing. What was everybody looking at? I see what looks like a 50-gallon drum.
Thank you.
50
down
yeah,
on
the
the
50
ground,
The 50-gallon drum, to the right of the 50-gallon drum, slightly down from it, is what looks like a triangular, whatever the hell. That's the
Okay.
discount they were talking about.
You can see it at 8:15.
Okay, so that's what you use with your scanner.
Correct.
Okay,
You
all
can
right,
see it at 8:15.
all right.
I don't feel too bad now since Jeff couldn't see it either.
Do you do much 2 meter and all that? Jim?
Well, there's too damn much grass in the photo for us
Yeah.
desert people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the people that are in that are going to pick that out right away, and everyone else is going to be like, "Oh, I see the wood and the barrel, and oh, look, there's somebody peeking around the corner around that shed over there. Is that Jim?"
Hmm.
I only saw it because I got an antenna like that, similar.
All right.
And to answer Chris's question, not so much anymore. I used to do quite a bit, but not so much anymore.
It don't seem to be that active around here no more. I don't know why.
How many people here have seen the movie E.T.?
I have.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Me. I've rode the ride too.
what does it take you to space or what?
Yeah, really.
The
ET.
simulator,
Universal.
I went to Universal Studios and rode
Okay.
about 20 years ago,
We're at Florida.
Florida.
Nice.
What was that little thing called they used in a movie? Like he was communicating with his people in space.
His finger.
They used to make it, I forgot what that thing was called. They made it in the 80s. The little computer thing. I know he used an umbrella with some kind of radar detector thing attached to it as a satellite.
Not
Anyway,
sure. I've never
I read
really
an
seen it.
article today that said E.T. was not a living creature. He's a plant. And supposedly that information was released to the guy that was proclaiming this when the movie first came out. And the reference they made was it's a lot like the character Groot in the Galaxy of the Guardians.
Guardians
series.
of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that
I
one
am
too.
Groot.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
So I found it kind of interesting.
Hmm.
Kind of an interesting read. Then the guy went off the deep end and said, "Oh, there are thousands of things like that out there in outer space. We just don't know about it." So I stopped reading the article.
Well, you know what? He could be right. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
I see Robert's joined us in the chat room. I see Rick has joined us on the Zoom.
Yeah, hello.
Howdy.
Hey, Rick.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me.
How was everyone's Sunday?
Good.
Hmm.
From at least mine was. Greg, how was your Sunday?
I had to replace that tire on my left rear of my car with my spare, put some Fix-A-Flat in there, drive it, and then put some air in it. Tomorrow
My Sunday was long.
tomorrow I gotta spend about $250 for 2 new tires.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's cheap as it goes. Every time I buy 4 tires, it's $1,000.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
My wife had to put 4 new tires on her
Truck.
Honda CRV. So yeah, I don't even know what that bill was, but I guarantee it was probably over $1,000.
Phew. Well, I just think I'll hold out for the electrical cars. I won't have to worry about it.
Electric cars still
Still
use
have
tires.
Well,
Nice-
they do. This is
Nice
true.
try.
No,
Nice
I have logic. You're not going to be able to recharge your cars. My mom and I were talking about this today, that if the government gets what they want or the industry gets what it wants and they have all these electric vehicles, I said in jest, well, I can see what's going to happen once they get out. You're going to have a nightly broadcast. Good evening. Here is your nightly charging schedule for
Yeah.
September 25th, 2022. If your last name begins with an L, you may charge your car. Have a good night. and everyone else is going to be up the creek.
Well, it's going to depend a lot on what your energy profile is. For example, I happen to know of a couple who live a little bit lower than me in Delaware. They have solar panels. They don't pay an electric bill. You think they can charge their electric bill off the solar panels that they have? Yeah, they can.
Yeah,
So it all depends on what your energy profile is in the first place.
yeah. And then if it's my understanding, oh hey Sean, it's my understanding that takes a special charging apparatus. You're just not going to plug it into the 110 on the wall.
No,
No.
No,
You
you
need a
need
special plug.
you need a special plug, and I think it's actually 240.
yeah,
Hey Ken, guess how much a replacement battery is for a Tesla?
Oh, I wouldn't even.
Anywhere from 13,000 to 20,000.
Jesus.
Last I heard, they must have changed it. Last day, yeah, 20. My last day it was to a little over 23. They must have lowered it a little bit.
Well, one can only hope that it gets cheaper as we get better with battery technology.
Yeah.
So your friend that has solar panels, do they send their energy that they garner to the company and sends it back, or how does that work? Do you know?
Well, they, I think, have a provision where they can send power to the grid if they're not using whatever the panels are, producing. But they have the whole battery backup stuff, the battery banks and whatever. They have all of that. They essentially don't have an electric bill.
That'd be nice.
So
Here, I've got neighbors that have that. I haven't suckered to buy any of it yet, but it goes both ways through their hookup.
right.
You can draw when you need it or send it back to the grid when you need it. The rules here in Nevada prohibit them from installing more solar capacity than you normally use on the average.
Right.
Oh,
When
okay.
you're electric, that was got in by the electric companies.
There's no
So
surprise.
you can install capacity up to something like 90% of what your normal bill is. But in the summer, when you're making more because the sun's out, you actually can be sending it back. It just has to average out over the year.
Sure. And those aren't cheap by no means, are they?
No, there's two different plans they try to push here. One is a lease to purchase, and the other is just a outright you buy it. And you need to be a freaking lawyer to read the contracts. They give one of my neighbors got suckered into something with a lease where it was supposed to be never any more than X dollars a month, and they kept raising the price on him. And it turns out there was a loophole someplace in the contract.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shocker. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so I'm guessing what they told me for my house, I would be, if I paid for it up front, it'd be like $30,000 or something like that.
Yeah. But you'd have to have that going for, I want to say, about 10 to 15 years for you to break even on it.
Right. I mean, the nominal lifetime of these is, I don't know, 20, 25 years, something
Right.
like that.
Right.
So I want to share the screen and ask something.
you
I
gotta
see a
keep
dog.
those solar panels clean.
Yes, you do.
This right here is at the Groom Transportation in Macon, Georgia.
Oh.
And I was wondering what that right there that's a propane tank, but I was wondering if that might be a charging station. You think they charge those buses?
Do
Or
the buses
electric?
run off electric?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering.
Well, the first question you have to ask, are the buses electric? If so, then yes, that could be a charging station.
But
What's
here,
the propane tank for though?
well, here
know.
in Las Vegas, the buses, public transportation buses, run off propane.
There you go.
That's probably what it is then.
Yeah.
It says no smoking.
Or natural gas,
Well,
whatever
yeah.
you want to call it. I mean, but all of them have big signs on them, powered by natural gas, or whatever.
Right.
So,
I got a letter last night from Access wanting to know if I wanted to drive for them for $37.85 an hour between the hours of, I want to say it was 2 a.m. and 10 a.m. It was clearly a scam. I long since deleted it.
$37 an hour.
37.80 something, 37.85, I think it was.
What's access? Is that like a transportation system there for handicapped people and such?
Yeah, it's across.
Is it even legal to go over the minimum wage with that far?
Oh, I don't know.
They'll be
That
driving.
sounds a little odd to me.
He will be driving.
Sounds odd.
trucks.
I don't think there's anything illegal about it, but it sounds like it's a scam to me. I can't imagine they're paying that much.
Yeah, it was clearly a scam. I'm pretty sure I deleted it. Let me go look here.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard this before. It is true. He is. He does not like the United
yeah.
States of America anymore. He thinks we're all effed up and he's moving out of the country.
Well, his
He's probably
wife,
he's publicly said that.
well, his wife in particular, she got a bunch of crap for some things she did when she was on one of those talk shows. Big surprise there.
I'm surprised that man's still alive with all his drug use in the past.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm not surprised he's still alive. You know who surprises me? He's still alive? Keith Richards.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's another bad one.
He's the one that surprises me. I mean, when it comes to World War III, the only thing that'll be left standing is the cockroaches and Keith Richards.
And probably Ozzy.
Maybe that's something.
Maybe
you ought to
Ozzy too, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something you ought to look into legitimately. Again, call the local transportation office, see if they need any drivers, since that seems to be something you're relatively good at because you do it all the time.
Good point.
Ours is still hiring and they're still not getting into luck getting any drivers.
Well, it's like
Dial
here, you
Riders had to
can't
cut back their hours because they just don't have drivers. They have to quit around 3 o'clock. They're supposed to go till 5, but the other 3 drivers quit at 2 o'clock. They have to shut
and
down
it's the
because there's
same
no one
thing
left.
with school bus drivers here. I mean, they can't get enough
Oh,
drivers.
they're needing school bus drivers everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a nationwide problem.
Of course, some of that is I wouldn't want to put up with the shit the kids give you.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Well,
no.
one of the
Exactly.
guys that I go to church with, he still drives a bus, and he's about ready to give it up because
What?
of
Well,
all
there's
that.
some drivers we have in our town the kids won't mess with, and these guys can be very nice, but they're very strict. And
No,
you
it's
get on his
mainly-
bus, you don't say a word, you sit down, you shut up the entire trip. He don't want no crap. He looks like a guy I wouldn't mess with. He looks scary
It's
to me.
mainly the reason why this guy don't really think of getting out of it is because even if you say there's gonna be no crap on my bus, there's nothing you can do there's nothing he can do if they do act up other than say I'm gonna write you up, or we're gonna get the principal on after.
So this
Well,
is
we've
the
got-
second. Go ahead, Rick.
We've got a few. We've got some, I don't know if they're off-duty police officers or what, but a few of them are riding the buses, being that we had a gun scare 2 years ago. Some
Hmm.
kid was carrying a gun, said he was looking for the kid to shoot him, and after that, the school board said, okay, we're gonna have an off-duty officer or somebody from the school riding these buses, and they finally found the kid who it was, and he's out of the county. We haven't seen him in months. But they still have the safeguards in place. So you can't really misbehave on these buses, but there's a few where they
No,
don't have
probably-
it, and the out of town kids get rowdy, and that one Joe guy, kids won't mess with him. They just look at him and they shut up.
I got lucky. I got lucky though because I was riding the disabled bus. The bus I was riding had 4 spots for wheelchairs, and so there wasn't that many seats. So most of my rides to and from school were relatively quiet.
When I was
Hey, I met somebody else that rode the short bus. I rode the short bus in high school. Everybody made fun of the people that rode the short bus. They said that they're retarded and shit.
I don't like that word.
I never heard of a bus called the short bus until tonight.
What? Seriously?
You're referring to one of those.
I have never
You're
heard
referring
that
to one of
until
those
just
buses
now.
that has. You're referring to one of those
Short
buses
bus.
that's on a Chevy van,
Jeez.
on a Chevy truck chassis.
Yeah, they
Chassis.
build them on the Chevy van frames. They're
And
not
it's
that
got,
big.
it's got
buses.
it's got a normal driver's side door.
I never really rode that bus, but I probably would have qualified. I mean, being in special classes and all.
Jose jalapeno on a stick.
You know, one of these
Hello.
days,
I know
Sean.
him.
Hello, Sean.
Oh my God. Oh.
And
I
hello,
didn't know
homies.
how to- I didn't know how to exactly say that.
I'm trying to.
Well, at least we're making.
What's
Jim
tickling
laugh
his
tonight.
what's tickling his funny bone?
Because the way I said that, I
Wait,
didn't.
what Chris said.
Oh my
He
God.
said he probably would have qualified for the short bus and has nothing to do with his height.
Oh, never mind.
And Robert said they always made me ride the long yeller bus.
Oh my God.
With
I
no
rode that
with
bus
no air
in
conditioning.
Long
And that's another thing. The handicap buses always have air conditioning.
Oh my
So I got
Oh,
an
I got-
email question for you guys. Is it?
Yeah,
I've had 2 emails now that I've apparently deleted that it does not go to my trash. Why is that? Is that
Can you do a shift delete? Because
Yes,
it'll get
that's
rid
what I
of it
was just
forever
about
if you
to
do.
say,
No,
because you
I
accidentally
don't.
held the shift
I don't
button.
do a shift delete. I just click the box and click delete. This is
interesting.
the
Well, it had to
second.
have gone somewhere.
Well, that's what I thought too. But
Are
I can't-
you doing this online at Gmail or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Know nothing about Gmail. I do everything on computer with Thunderbird.
Well, the letter I got, that's the same letter that Alex got that I showed you guys a while back. I lost it. It's no longer on my system. The one I got for the access, and I told myself to save it, but somebody, I'm not going to mention anyone's name, but he's in the lower right-hand corner, kept me up till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Is it in your deleted folder?
I looked
Oh
and I
my
didn't see it.
God. Oh my God.
I actually went to the trash folder to see if it maybe got put in there because that would have been logical. But
Type
nope.
into search access and see what comes up.
I can't remember if Gmail has a way to search for email or not. I think it
Yes, it does. It's a search. We already tried. We already tried that. He couldn't
does.
find it.
Okay. Well, if he search didn't find it, it's probably not there.
Searching by the name or the subject of the email that I got, because me and him got the same email. So
So this YouTuber that I watch, her name's Jessica Kent. She used to be in prison. She gave birth in prison and stuff like this. She put up Mama Kent has cancer. And so I was like, oh, at Jessica Kent, my dad is fighting cancer right now. I know what you're going through. And then I get a weird fake response, like everybody's saying. It's from text me on Telegram at Jessica Kent. Thank you for always watching and commenting. You have been selected in my draw. Winners should text me on Telegram to
Delete it, delete it, delete it.
Big
yeah.
time.
I already knew it was a fake. I clicked on their YouTube profile and has no content.
Yeah,
No
Sean.
content, no subscribers or anything.
Yeah, Sean, don't get sucked into those sweet talks.
Yeah, I know.
This is reminiscent of the lady who cut my hair a couple times ago who was sweet talking me trying to get a bigger tip.
No,
I know when there's some
Yeah, don't go there, Jim.
if she was trying to cheap,
I was going to
wouldn't-
say something, but we're still on YouTube. No, I'm not going to do it.
if she
No,
was trying to
I
get
know what you mean, and that ain't true either.
if she was trying to get a tip and you knew it, I probably wouldn't have gave her one.
Well, I mean, just think about it. I was 74 years old, and here's a 45-year-old lady trying to sweet talk me. You know,
Oh yeah,
I did fall off the turnip truck yesterday. Quite.
yeah, Jim, please save that for the after hours.
Yeah, it's
Which
not in
will
my
be
spam
coming
folder. It's not
soon.
my trash folder.
Huh.
Which will be coming soon because he's been on YouTube for 58 minutes. So that comment will be coming soon.
Yeah, I
Hey,
know
Alex.
nothing
Yeah.
about doing Gmail online, so
Hey,
I have a
Alex, did you
Gmail
notice?
account I never use.
Did you notice RM is in that channel that we were on today? I
I
noticed that.
did.
I
That's
noticed
the
that
reason
Robert
why
was
I
there.
said now everybody from Ken's channel's here because you were there, I was there, and Robert was there.
Yeah.
I
And
almost
then
said,
Mr.
I almost said, hey,
Computer
everybody.
Guy,
I almost typed in chat. Everybody go to Ken Stout's channel and come from this on Zoom.
And I understand this
I
guy
don't know
has
how
no
he would have
moderators.
reacted to it.
No, but people don't really get out of line too bad there.
What channel are you guys talking about? You were doing earlier?
Michael, the computer guy
Okay,
on YouTube.
I was at baseball games most of the day.
If you want some entertainment that's not as boring or off track as Carrie's, he's a little bit more stays on subject.
Or Doug's,
Yeah, or Doug.
because
Oh.
Doug has a whole lot more chat messages than this guy does.
Doug has been known to go down his own rabbit hole, so.
Mhm.
That's because Long Dog is long-winded.
I wouldn't have gone there, but okay.
Why? It's truth.
Yeah, he can be. He keeps making comment after comment after comment after comment. It's like Long
Yep.
Dog.
Go get
Stop.
some coffee.
I'm gonna have to make me some coffee. I haven't had coffee in like 4 days. I'm going with withdrawals over here.
So I just searched my entire email for access, and there's nothing there. And this was just yesterday.
Well,
So-
let me ask you this question. Is it really important?
I just wanted to show it to you guys.
Oh, okay. Well, next time, don't delete it and show it to us.
Well, it shouldn't be there if you don't pay for Microsoft
no.
Office.
Sean, this'll help you stay up all night. Get a few
Yeah, I
of
have
these.
some of that in the fridge. I've been trying to cut down on that.
Yeah,
Let me guess,
I've been drinking more juice than ever today.
my doctor wants me to cut down from what I'm at now. She wants me to go from 5 a day down to like 3 a day. And I know she's gonna go from 3 a day down to 2 a day, and it ain't gonna happen. I told her today, I said, no, I'm sticking to my 5 a day. Have a nice day. I'll never hear from her again. I can't go lower. I just get too damn tired around 4 o'clock if I don't.
I'll show you an email I got.
Oh my God, Greg, you just gave me a migraine.
Be right back. I'm gonna
Is this an old one, Greg?
be right back.
April
Oh,
28th.
okay, yeah.
2017.
5 years ago. Was that actually when you retired?
Yeah, a couple days later.
All right.
Congratulations are in order.
I've been watching the news. A lot of people have been getting sold like there's a couple here in Phoenix that got sold a truck, but it was a rental, and the guy stole it from the rental company and took their $16,000 and robbed them. And when they went to go register the truck, it said that the title was fake and it was a stolen truck. I
Yep.
felt so bad for that couple.
Well, that's a common scam, Sean. I've seen that all over the place in Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, house scams are too. I've seen a lot of the ladies that packed up their whole house and went to go live in the house, and they found out the house is not even there. It's like a business complex.
Well,
What the hell am I looking at?
Hey, Greg, what is the
Greg is giving us all migraines for?
Greg? What is the OIX team?
Organizational Information Exchange. It's
Thank
like
you.
it's kind of like an email system, but for military messages.
Okay.
Looks like something changed because of you.
You should have sent him an email back and said, I'll stay if you triple my pay.
No, I don't think they'd go for that.
Yeah, probably not, but hey, it's worth a shot.
Look, there comes a point in your life when no amount of money will get you back into a place.
Sorry about that. I had to journey over to the East Wing. Mrs. K had a problem with the laptop.
I do miss working, but nobody's willing to pay me what it would take to get me back out of retirement.
Did I see that? You just proved my point.
Yep.
There you go.
I mean, if I get hungry enough, I'll do something.
Salvation Army wanted me back. I was with a friend last week and walked into the Salvation Army thrift store, and the guy walks up to me. Would you be interested in working for us again? It's like, hell no. God, I can't believe he asked me. I said, I worked for you guys 10 years ago. It was nothing but a nightmare.
There you go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Rick, what you need to do is you need to pull an in living colors thing out on them.
Homie, don't
I
play
don't.
that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Homie, don't pay that.
Yeah. So I'm going to give some shout out while the scrolling's going by to Tony Wallow, Chris Garrett, Jeff Ryman. Jim was there. Rick was there. Short night because I was early, which is fine. As soon as it
Mrs.
comes
K
up,
off tonight?
Huh?
Mrs. K off tonight?
Yeah, she's studying for her nurse's test.
Okay.
It's this coming Friday, and somehow it prompted her. It clicked out of where she was at and opened up a new tab. It was just clickbait to get information. So thankfully, she sent me a text, even though we're 10 feet away, and at least she didn't do something silly. So that's good. Progress has been made. And I'm going to stop the screen. The stream.
You had a
not the
backup,
screen.
right?
Go in the back.
Hold on. Hold that thought.
Right.
I restarted the stream. Should come back live here in just a second.
Well, like I said, Jim, I couldn't provide that either. So.
Can I verify that we are back live on stream, please?
God. Yeah, there's something up there. Hang on. Yeah, I got technical difficulties.
Live from the Tony Wallow Studios.
And I got
It's
the
the
Zoom
Ken
homies.
Stout live show featuring the Zoom homies.
From the Tony
Produced by
Wallow
LK
Studio.
Productions.
Studio.
Yeah. I've still got to work on shutting the globe shuts down, the logo comes up. I've still got to work on shutting down the spinning, the Zoom homies logo, text, whatever you want to call it. I'll work on that.
Gonna request you one other thing.
Okay.
The Zoom homies thing does not go in back of your other logo when it rotates.
So hold on just a second. Go ahead and give me your request, please.
All right.
Software change proposals have to be submitted in triplicate. There's an online form.
Uh-oh.
That's right.
Let's see how good his sense of humor is. I'll jump right on that. I caught every bit of that. So this is a short live stream because I have to clarify that to get your name called out on the closing arguments, you must send me $9.99. I'm kidding. I forgot to mention Your Highness. I probably will have to go to the West Wing tonight. So, Greg, I apologize. Please, humbly.
You hurt my feelings again.
I'm so sorry about that. What can I do to make it up to you?
Mention me.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Greg.
Good night, Daddy.